In this video, let us look at the condition for two lines to be parallel and perpendicular to each other. Suppose you have two lines L1 and L2. You have two lines and the slope of the first line is M1, the slope of the second line is M2. So what should be the condition on M1 and M2 so that these two lines are parallel to each other? And what is the condition on these two lines so that these lines are perpendicular to each other? Now, what is the angle between these two straight lines? So we have already derived the formula. Tan of angle between the two straight lines is M2 minus M1 by 1 plus M1 M2. So if you want the acute angle, you can directly put a mod. So now if two lines are parallel, then obviously the angle between them has to be equal to 0 degrees. So if two lines are parallel to each other, what is the angle between these two lines? 0 degrees. So tan of 0 is 0 has to be equal to M2 minus M1 by 1 plus M1 M2. On cross multiplication, this will become 0. This implies M1 has to be equal to M2. M2 minus M1 is equal to 0. So M1 is equal to M2. So this will be the condition which ensures that the two lines are parallel to each other. That means if the slopes of two lines are equal, the lines are parallel. And if the lines are parallel, the slopes have to be equal. So you can use this in your problems, in your questions. So whenever you're given that two lines are parallel, the mathematical condition will be the slopes of those two lines will be equal. Next, if two lines are perpendicular, then what? That means the angle between them is 90 degrees. Obviously tan 90 is undefined. That means tan 90, if the angle is 90, the denominator has to become 0. Then only this will become undefined, right? So if two lines are perpendicular, 1 plus M1 M2 has to be equal to 0. This implies M1 M2 has to be equal to minus 1. This is one of the most important formulas in your straight lines. If two lines are perpendicular, the product of their slopes will always be equal to minus 1. The product of their slopes will always be equal to minus 1. Keep this very nicely in your mind. That means if you have a line whose slope is 2, what is the slope of the line which is perpendicular to this line? Simply minus 1 by 2. That means you have to reciprocate the number and add an extra minus sign. So if the original slope is 2 by 3, what is the slope of the line perpendicular to this? So 2 by 3 becomes 3 by 2 and you have to add a minus sign before this. So if the slope is minus root 2, so what is the slope of the line perpendicular to this? So first 1 by minus root 2 and you add an extra minus. So the required slope will be plus 1 by root 2. So I think this is very clear. So M2 has to be equal to minus 1 by M1. That is, if you want a perpendicular slope, you need to reciprocate the number and add an extra minus sign. So these are the two very important things that you need to understand here. If the lines are parallel, the slopes are equal. If the lines are perpendicular, then the product of the slopes will be equal to minus 1. The second slope is the negative of reciprocal of the first slope. Thank you.